Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be repasting the KS1. It should be a pretty simple, easy repaste. If you've seen Greater Good mining video on the KS2, it's the same exact thing, just two less hash boards. There's only paste, no thermal pads, and hopefully this will allow me to run this thing not at 7, which is what it's at currently. So just going to turn this guy off for now. So I'm going to just let this run on 3 for now, or maybe like 5. Get some airflow going and cool the chips down before I decide to rip them out, but it should be pretty dang easy. Yeah, you just, well, maybe not so easy. I realized I do have to take off the entire kit to get to the hash boards, which might be on this side, but I'm hoping it's on the other side, but I don't think so. But I'll let this run for a couple minutes and get the chips cool, and then I'll take it upstairs and rip it apart. Alright, got everything disassembled, so do not start on the Ethernet side or else you just have to swap sides, so don't bother taking off the intake side at all, just the exhaust side. But the 2 holes here, bottom, 1 in here, and the 4 in the middle here, and then the 4 screws that hold in this plate. You have a bunch left over. I have these oriented how they were. And then you'll just have to take this power out, and then I like to also unplug these guys as well as over here. And yeah, then you take the hash board out. There's some screws that hold in all of these heat sinks, and then there's a few spots where you just got to dab like a pea size of thermal paste on, which I will show when I get to that part. Alright, now that you get all the screws off, there's 12 per heatsink, 24 per hash board. I still have to do this one. But as you can see, this is the thermal paste. It looks quite like garbage. It's very dry and gross looking. Yeah, it looks more like putty versus paste, or maybe just really dry paste, but yeah, I mean, they were pretty generous with it, a lot of overflow, but also I did use a drill, an electric drill, just to loosen everything. It was so much faster, so just do be careful when you put these back on, because these are like the newer CPU style, CPU cooler screws, so like they eventually will just bottom out, and they're spring loaded, so do not over tighten these. Once they bottom out, just stop. Don't go any further than that. Don't over tighten them. That's the whole point of the spring. Once it bottoms out and doesn't move, it's as tight as it needs to be. So yeah, so I'm gonna, and these guys will just pop off pretty effortlessly. So clean all this up, and you see you need a few dabs on this hash board. I have plenty of thermal paste. I have Arctic MX4. This one's almost empty, but it's about half empty, so that should be plenty. But I also have a few tubes of some Thermalright stuff from CPU coolers, so I will not have a problem repasting both of these hash boards. So I'll just update you guys when that's done and everything's repasted, and I'll put everything back together. Alright, well, this is less than ideal. I assembled everything and put cover on, reconnected everything. I'm getting the 2 flashing lights. It is connected to the dashboard, but looking on the dashboard, it shows that fan 4 is at 0 RPM. So I'll probably take the cover off again and maybe see that maybe one of the spoofers got knocked or something, but I don't see why all of a sudden the fans would decide not to spin, or it would think that the fan is not spinning. I didn't touch the spoofer, I didn't knock it at all, but we'll open up the cover and see what's going on with that. Alright, we have fixed the light. I'm not really sure what the issue was, so I did take the cover off. I rebooted it without the cover, and maybe it was touching the spoofer. It was not. I double checked the spoofers, replugged them all, and then I replugged the hashboard cables in the hashboard, and then eventually I did reboot it, and now the light is green, and I'm getting chip temperatures and clocks and voltages all in the dashboard, so it seems to be fine. Chip temps are ramping up a bit. We'll see what the wattage is like. So currently we're at 3170 or 80, and I did just reboot it around 4 or 5 minutes ago, so I'm hoping that it starts ramping up the hash rate soon. Yeah, that's kind of all I can hope for at this point, is that it starts hashing. I can see all the temperatures of stuff and voltages and clocks, like I said before. So it seems to slowly be going up. We're just gaining around 20 watts or so. So it is overclocked to 1.5 to 1.6 terahash, depending on how it's feeling that day. So, but it usually never goes below 1.5. And I think wattage is around 1,000, maybe 1,100 watts max. I'm not quite sure what the fan pulls exactly, but we're slowly going up in wattage. So I guess it is ramping up, which is a good sign. I appreciate that. Now that the KS1 is repasted, just a quick overview of the farm. So this will be coming out a few days after all the hype, I think. We'll see how I feel with editing. Maybe I'll get it out tomorrow and push back some other videos. But I'm mining the entire farm on Pyrene. I'm just selling into USDT. It is the smartest way to go about things for now, until the hype dies or the hash rate goes absolutely bananas. But for now, everything's on Pyrene. I did have everything on Ironfish the last 2 days, just so I can get a bag of an amount of iron that I want, and then I'll move on and maybe mine some ergo instead and get an amount of ergo that I am happy with to have going into the bull run. But success on the KS1 repaste, and hopefully temperatures are good. I'll maybe jump into the dashboard and show you guys that. But yeah, hopefully I get this guy edited. Maybe I can get it out tonight even, and because I'd like to keep it updated in terms of what I'm mining, but I'm also like to have videos scheduled out as well. So currently all Pyrene, and then once that dies down, I'll probably go back to Ironfish until I'm happy with how much I own. But wattage going up 3,300, so it's slowly ramping up over here. I'm still waiting on a 7950X 3D. The post office is sucking balls right now. The CPU arrived at my distribution center yesterday, like 1 a.m., and the entire day, plus today, it hasn't moved anywhere, so it just kind of sat at the distribution center, which is a bunch of crap, but it is what it is. So I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, just a quick update after I just ended the video. I forgot to include this, but this is the KS1 and it's up and running. As you can see, it's been around 32 minutes. I'll refresh this page, but hash rate has been right around the 1500 mark. As you can see, it even hit 1555 at some point, and even 1602. So the AC Infinity fan I had set on 7. I have since then turned it down to 6, and the temperatures are about the same as they were before on 7. I will probably just go back to 7 anyway, because these temperatures are quite a bit high. I'm not quite sure if repasting those chips specifically are these chip temps. It might be the stuff on the other side with those heat sinks, but I'm not quite too sure. I also don't feel like taking it apart that much. But yeah, I'm going to turn it back up to 7, same fan speed that it was before, and it should drop the temperatures of these chips for at least a few degrees at least. So there's some sort of improvement by doing this, I would say. It took around maybe 30 minutes max with setup and repasting and putting everything back together and the troubleshooting that I had to go through. But I am glad that it is up and running. I am trying to sell this and or trade this with someone, so if anyone wants to buy this or even trade some GPUs for it, I'd be more than down to. You guys can find me in a bunch of people's Discords. You can message me or at me in there and ping me if you guys want to do some sort of trade or something. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm sure some people can also vouch for me in terms of like just me being around for a long time. I did do a trade with someone named Riptide. He's in the Caspa community. If you guys want to reach out to him and talk to him about his experience working with me and me buying GPUs off of him. So I'd say that's definitely an option if you guys feel comfortable doing that. If not, I'll just keep this guy running and try to just sell it on eBay potentially, or if someone locally wants to come pick it up, I have that listed as well. I'll gladly meet up with someone and or trade with stuff as well. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this quick video of me repasting that I'm rushing to get out because I have like 4 other videos also planned. I will see you in the next video.